Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the first 10 days of July. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to your reading. Sometimes, things happen where people get distracted, but we're using the Soul's Journey lesson cards for your reading by James Von Prague. And the supportive oracle cards are going to be the magic of the unicorns, and we'll be using those at the end of the reading. Your first card out is Surrender. I can release my need for control. So there's a situation that you're basically surrendering to God. And I use the term God as like a general term. Like, I don't know what you believe in, Cancer. I don't know if you believe in like Buddha or Jesus or who you believe in, but it really doesn't matter as long as you're in touch with your higher power, right? So, with surrender, we have I can release my need for control. So, you need to understand the distinction between power and control. You have the power of internal control, but very little external control over people or situations. And this kind of reminds me of a serenity bracelet I bought a long time ago. The serenity prayer, God grant me the courage. Um, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay. Um, so the majority of your external control is through the power of influence. You can lead by example. Every soul has its own unique path, and it is not your job to dictate it. Giving advice or direction in a compassionate manner is the way to go. Your soul too has a path, and you possess the power to control it, but you must surrender the illusion that you have control over another, okay? Remember that this is a process, and from time to time, your ego will rise up and demand that things be the way they should be. Yeah, you never want to demand anything in a relationship because it kind of pushes people away. Envision a hot air balloon being loaded up with all of the things you think you need to control and let them ride away in the balloon. You'll be surprised to find that when you release the energy of control and accept the energy of surrender, doors will open that you never expected because you have now given the universe space in which to materialize what is needed for your highest soul growth. And this part about like giving the universe space, it also kind of reminds me of, some of the things I've gone through in my own life where I may have thought I wanted something and it turned out that I didn't really want it. But when I was given space to and that's confirmation with that telephone. I'm sorry about the noise. When I was given space to realize that there was something that I thought I wanted, I realized I didn't want it. So, this situation you're going through needs space. And so I'm just going to let that ring for a little bit. And I'm sorry about the interruption, but we will finish this reading. Okay, you have a lot of things going for you at this time, Cancer, but you're also going through some sort of ending with someone. You have abundance and worry, peace and humor, empathy and death, and balance and grief. Okay. So with abundance, you may have a lot of abundance at this time, and you're kind of worried about it. It kind of reminds me of that song. The more money the more problems that came. And I don't know who sings that song, but it's someone singing about how the more money they had, the more problems that came with it. But you're going through a lot of abundance at this time, but you are worried. There could be someone you're concerned about who has abundance coming in, and like you're worried about when that abundance is going to come. It could be a check in the mail that's coming, okay? So I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality, and I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So, by you worrying more about this check, Cancer, it's not going to make the check come faster in the mail, okay? So, just letting you know that. You are discovering at this time what brings you peace, and you're choosing to focus on the lighter side of life, okay? I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. There's a certain situation you're releasing, and the way you're able to release it is with like a sense of humor, okay? You're finding your peace by releasing something with a sense of humor. And maybe there's someone you have empathy for, or they have empathy for you, but this is an ending, and you are learning that endings are merely beginnings, and you're open to seeing both sides of a situation. So you're basically open to seeing why something ended, okay? And we have balance and grief. You're balancing out your emotions when it comes to a certain person. You didn't want to let this particular person go, but you're balancing out your grief. I just get the energy of, maybe some nights you cry and maybe some nights you don't. So you bring a state of perfect harmony into your world, and you do so without judgment, and you understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it, okay? So you're balancing out your grief at this time. If any of you have went through a death in the family, you have my condolences, and I'm sorry to hear that. So you're surrendering the situation you're going through to God, okay? So you're balancing out your emotions. For some of you, what I would recommend is maybe getting a teddy bear. I know it sounds childish, but sometimes hugging a teddy bear can help when you're dealing with losing someone. Um, so I want to look at this worry card because you're worried about, abundance coming in. Maybe some of you are worried about a check that's coming in the mail or some sort of money that's coming in. So worry is a wasted emotion. It does nothing other than give you the illusion of control. When you expend too much energy worrying, it limits you and has an adverse effect on the natural energy of the soul. Worrying destroys the hope, faith, and excitement that are wonderful elements of the schoolroom called Earth. Remember that you are what you think, and you have the power to create positive thoughts, which beget positive outcomes. Worry is a negative emotion and sets you up for a negative result. What unnecessary worries are you carrying around with you now? Examine them objectively in the light of love. Help your soul by releasing them and be fully connected to the current moment, which is where your power resides. Okay, so some of you are worrying a lot about a check that's coming in the mail, but you need to think positive, rather than worrying about it, um, because you're manifesting at this time with your thoughts. We also have peace and humor, okay? You're finding peace in a certain situation. Maybe you're on a break with someone, maybe you and this person are not talking, and you're choosing to focus on the lighter side of life. It kind of reminds me of that show Friends, like with Friends, sometimes Ross and Rachel would end things and they would find the humor in it. I think Ross was usually the one that found the humor in certain endings, certain situations. So some of you need to consider letting go of certain things that don't serve your highest good with this peace card. Thinking about, what brings you peace, what doesn't bring you peace. So at this time in your life, you are to learn the value of peace and quiet and the joy of being still. One can never be truly connected to the source when the mind is engaged with unneeded clutter. So some of you could be cutting out friends or environments that are no longer good for you because these things are blocking your connection to source. So trust the voice of your higher self to create an environment in which you can truly be in tune with your soul. So this is about, creating a space for you. I don't know what you're going to do with this check that comes in the mail. I don't know if you're going to buy more furniture or more books or what you're going to do with it. But some of you may be using that money to create a peaceful space for you. For some reason, I'm seeing like a bean bag. Maybe somebody wants a bean bag chair. They want to create their own man cave or woman cave, their own chill space. But you are experiencing an ending. You are experiencing an ending at this time with this death card. But you have empathy for the other person. It's not like you don't see their side. You may see why they ended things, or they may see why you ended things. And the death is actually an illusion, okay? Because it's actually a change, and everything must change because stagnancy extinguishes progress. The same is true for a relationship or a career. A soul lesson may be completed, and it is time to move beyond this point of familiarity and expand into new horizons of learning and development. So, this is a wonderful opportunity to thank those other souls in your life who have shared part of your path and taught you so much. Okay, so you learned something from this person. You learned to have empathy for them, or they learned to have empathy for you in this situation. And so this soul contract, if you had a soul contract with someone, it's basically complete. But you are still trying to balance out your grief and your emotions during this time, okay? And you are appreciating what you and this person had. I don't read all of these cards from the book, but with the grief card we have, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the parting is temporary and illusory. The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. So, even if you and this person are not talking, you have not been abandoned. This was just a lesson to acknowledge that bonds of love never end, okay? When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. So some of you are you're learning how to balance out your emotions and balance out grief. And I don't really see this person as abandoning you. They may not be talking to you or you're not talking to them, but I see you and this person as still being friends and possibly appreciating what you used to have. Um, So you're balancing out your grief at this time. You're learning how to balance out your grief. For your unicorn card, we get Cosmic Sapphire. Act with honor and integrity. Speak your truth. So somebody could be judging you, maybe because you have like a different lifestyle from them. But you're still being encouraged to speak your truth and be honest with this person regardless. You know, so with card 33, okay. This card brings a message of personal empowerment and calls on you to decide what is right for you. Be true to yourself no matter what. Archangel Michael and your unicorn will merge their energy in order to illuminate you. Okay? So say what you need to say, do what you need to do. Truth and integrity have such a high resonance that others will feel your honesty and respond accordingly. You also have the courage and power to protect those who are vulnerable. Okay. And the affirmation for this card is I trust in God and myself. which brings me back to what you were doing in the beginning, which was giving this situation a God. So you're open to abundance at this time, believe you deserve, accept plenty and prosperity. Um, Spread hope and joy, illuminate the world, cosmic diamond. And magical crystal cave, switch on your inner light, bring forward your gifts, okay? Some of you may be wanting to give a gift to your person to let your person know that you're still cool with them, or they may be giving a gift to you to let you know that they don't hold any like hard feelings against you. Um, so, your guidance is to ask your unicorn to help you bring forward more of your soul light for you to use in this lifetime, okay? And the affirmation is my inner light shines. So, this situation is bringing out your inner light and it's causing you to shine. So, you're basically coming into who you are. Whoever you are with, this person basically helped you become who you're truly meant to be. So, that's all I have, Cancer. Thank you for coming to this reading and take care and good luck.